Hello everyone, welcome back to another informative video. And in this video we are going to talk about a special container that I've bought to grow plants in, basically vegetables. Now what you are looking at is basically a pot, right? It's basically a pot made from fabric. So this that you are looking at, right, is a fabric container. I think this material is called polypropylene. As I said, it is a plant pot. I basically picked this up at my local nursery, right? And this one is a 21 hinge, right? So this one is roughly about 22 gallons, right? As you can see, this is how it looks, right? It can basically fold, but let me talk to you about why I'm choosing to test out this fabric planting pot, right, or planting bag. Now what happened is that in my area, or where I live, the temperatures get very high. Right? The temperatures get very high. And when I use the plastic container, it basically traps a lot of heat and it basically heats up the growing medium and causes the root zone of the plant to rise. And if you have been watching my previous videos, you would have heard me talking about root zone temperature and that it needs to be at a certain range, right? Now with the plastic containers in this kind of temperature where it is high, it gets over the 30 degrees Celsius very often, right? And when the temperature is very high, the plastic container traps a lot of heat. Now because it is porous, or it allows air to pass through, it does not develop much heat, right? So that is a benefit of this grow bag, I basically call it. As I said, it is a fabric. So when you put your growing medium in it, whether you buy the growing medium or the soil at your farm store, or you make your own growing medium, when you put it in this and you plant your plants, right, here will basically be able to pass through, so your roots or the soil will get enough oxygen, right? And because we know that the soil is made up of about 25% here, which is oxygen, carbon dioxide, right? So this bag will allow here to pass through to get into the soil. Also, it will not heat up as hot as the plastic container. And as I said, I am in an area where the temperature gets really high. So I have to look for ways that I can really help to keep that temperature within the soil at a certain level, right? So this is my first time using it. Basically, I'm not going to use it now. I'll basically show you when I'm using it. I have to wait on my local nursery to get in some more products that I need, right, like chicken manure, because I want to make my own growing medium. So I'm waiting on that chicken manure to mix with my other components, but I'll take you through that process. But I'm basically testing out this fabric container to see how well it will basically provide that condition that my plants need in terms of not trapping too much heat, right? And also I want to check the durability too, because as I said, it's my first time using it. To me, it is basically a very hardy fabric. As you can see, I'm pulling on it. It doesn't tear easily. So I want to use this and see how long it will last me. You can wash it also. So if you put soil in it and you end up, and it maybe gets dirty or anything, you can basically empty out that soil, wash it, and then use it again. And based on the strength of the fabric, it seems like you can also lift it. So if you have soil in it, you can ask your friend to hold it, and you can both lift it together and put it in another location. To me, it doesn't feel like it will tear easily, right? So as I said, I'm very excited to really start growing in these. I've been growing my plants in like direct ground, direct soil, and I have a few in containers. But what happens is that the soil that I'm growing in the direct ground, it is not really best quality. So I've chosen to really go in containers, and because I know that the temperature gets really high, I want to do as much that I can to really get my plants growing in that optimal temperature range, both with the shoots and both with the and with the roots, right? So as it relates to the roots, I'm going to start using, well, this is actually a test, so I'm testing it to really see the effects that it will have on basically growing the plants, and specifically with root temperature, root zone temperature, right? Because as I said, it allows air to pass through, and once it allows air to pass through, the soil will not get as hot as though you would have it in like plastic containers, right? And as I said, this is specific to my area. The temperature gets really high, the sun gets really hot, right? So I'm no way saying that you can't plant in plastic containers, because if you have nice temperatures that the plants love, you can grow in containers. And even those countries that get the snow and they get really cold temperatures, it would be good to grow in plastic containers, because you'll be able to kind of chop more heat. And I'm just waiting until, well, during this week I'm going to get the other materials that I need to start planting, right? And it is a big pot, right? And if you are going to plant vegetables, you can basically, based on the type of vegetable that you are going to plant, like for example, if you are going to plant lettuce, you can hold a ton of lettuce in this. You can hold many lettuce and other leafy vegetables as well. So I am going to plant more than one that type of plant in this, and I have a reason for that, and I'm going to talk about that when I'm ready to plant in it. But for now, I just wanted to show you the bag, and I'm excited to use it, and you'll basically see how it goes. You will see how the plant grow in it, and you can decide if you want to get one like this. And this just for the record, this is not a sponsored video. This is not a promotional video, nothing like that. I just went to my local farm store and I saw it, and I was basically looking on Amazon, and I saw these pots, and they term them smart pots, but it's basically, it doesn't have smart pot on it, right? But it's basically the same idea with the fabric. So I saw it at my local nursery, and I just decided to buy one right away, because I was looking at one on Amazon to basically test it out. So that is my reason for really showing you, because I'm going to test it out to see how the plants grow in it. And I already explained my specific conditions and which kind of influenced my reason to use this kind of fabric container. Now, if you have any questions or comments, please put them in the comments area. And as usual, please remember to subscribe to my channel. It is really a big container. Huh? You can plant fruit trees in these too, you know. Yeah. Very excited to start growing in this.